Tonight, 5 true tales told softly over steady rain. A hospital ward no one wants to enter, a babysitter who shouldn't have stayed, a gas station off County 17, an empty house on Black Oak Road, and a mill at Fall Creek that still turns at night. Get comfortable, and listen carefully. I never believed in haunted houses. Or haunted anything, really. I'm Detective Ryan Caldwell, 14 years with the County Sheriff's Department. I've seen bodies in ditches, kids locked in basements, wives chopped up in bathtubs. Evil is real. Ghosts aren't. But what happened to me at St. Mary's General Hospital 3 months ago, that wasn't ghosts. That was something worse. Something human. And it's why I haven't slept right since. It started with a cold case file that landed on my desk in late September. A nurse named Ellen Pierce, 28 years old, vanished from the hospital on March 17, 1993. No blood, no struggle, just her locker empty and her car still in the staff lot. The place had been closed for 18 years by then, condemned after budget cuts and a string of patient safety violations. Locals called it the Blue Ribbon Hospital, because of the faded blue ribbon painted above the entrance, a holdover from some old charity drive. Her case got flagged for review when a new tip came in, anonymous, through one of those Crime Stoppers lines. A gravelly voice on the tape said, "Ellen didn't leave. She's in Ward E, check the drains." Then hung up. Ward E was the psych ward. Long-term patients, the ones who didn't talk anymore. Locked doors, barred windows, the works. The tip smelled like a prank, but my captain made me check it anyway. Waste of time, I told him. He just handed me the keys to the county van. Pause. Footsteps on gravel, echoing faintly. I drove out there alone on a Tuesday night. No backup. The hospital sat on the edge of town, swallowed by weeds and rust. Chain-link fence cut in 3 places already, kids must have been partying there. I parked by the ER entrance, flashlight in one hand, service pistol in the other. The air smelled like wet concrete and something sour, like old bandages left to rot. The main doors were unlocked, hanging crooked on one hinge. Inside, total darkness except for my beam cutting through dust thick enough to choke on. Every step echoed like a gunshot. Elevators were dead, so I took the stairs, 5 flights up to Ward E. The sign above the door was still there, Ward E, restricted access. Paint chipped, but readable. I pushed it open, and the smell hit me harder, bleach mixed with copper. Blood doesn't fade, even after 30 years. I swept the hall slow. Patient rooms on both sides, doors ajar. Beds stripped bare, mattresses shredded by vandals or animals. Graffiti everywhere, "Get out, they see you," kid stuff. But one door at the end of the hall was closed. Padlocked. Fresh lock, shiny hasp screwed into rotting wood. I shone my light on it. Engraved above, 17, isolation. Ellen Pierce's locker had a tag for room E17. My pulse kicked up. The lock was a cheap master, picked it in 20 seconds. Inside, the room was different. Clean. No graffiti. A metal bed frame bolted to the floor, restraint straps still dangling from the rails, cracked leather, stained dark. On the wall, a whiteboard calendar stuck at March 1993. Every day marked with an X up to the 17th under the bed, a rusted drain grate. Exactly like the tip said. I knelt down, pried it loose with my multi-tool. The hole underneath was black, endless. I dropped my flashlight straight in, heard it clink 10 feet down. Stupid move. But I had a second light on my keychain. Shone it in. At first, just pipes and hairballs. Then, fingers. A hand, pale and pruned, curled around a pipe joint like it was grabbing on. I gagged, backed up, radioed it in. Got a body, possible ID Ellen Pierce. Need forensics and containment, now. Static. No response. Signal dead inside the concrete. That's when I heard it. Footsteps. Slow, dragging. From the hallway. I killed my light, crouched by the bed frame. The steps came closer, pausing at each door. Leather on tile, boots, not sneakers. Someone heavy. When they stopped outside E17, I smelled cigarette smoke. Fresh. A voice, low and rough, "You found her, huh?" I didn't answer. Held my breath. He chuckled. Ellen always was clingy. Held on tight. The door creaked wider. My hand went to my holster. I sprang up, light on, gun out. Police. Hands where I can see, Empty room. No one there. But the footsteps kept going, fading down the hall toward the nurse's station. I chased. Hallway empty, but at the station desk, a half-smoked cigarette still burning in a cracked ashtray. Ash falling slow. I called for backup again. Still nothing. Decided to document before leaving. Took photos on my phone, the drain, the hand, the calendar. Battery at 40%. Good enough. That's when I noticed the logbook on the desk. Thick, leather-bound, covered in dust except the last 10 pages. Flipped it open. Entries from 1993, then nothing until last week. Handwriting neat, clinical. March 17, 1993, patient E17 non-compliant. Restraints applied. Drain maintenance required. October 22, 2025, new visitor. Will observe. October 23, 2025, visitor persistent. E17 responding. My stomach dropped. Today was the 23rd. Footsteps again. This time from behind. I spun, saw a shadow duck into a side room, 12. I approached slow, gun ready. Door half open, room pitch. Shouted, "Come out." Last warning. A whisper came back. "Detective, look closer." My own voice. Echo, I told myself. Acoustics. Inside, another isolation room. This one had a mirror, full length, cracked diagonally. My reflection stared back, but off. My jacket was buttoned wrong. My badge was upside down. No. Couldn't be. The reflection smiled when I didn't. Raised its gun when I didn't. I fired at the glass. Shattered. Echo deafened me. When the shards settled, the room was empty. But on the floor, among the glass, a second badge. Mine. Serial number matching. Panic set in. I ran for the stairs. Elevators hummed to life on their own, power shouldn't work here. Doors opened on nothing. I took stairs 2 at a time, down to the ER. Halfway, my phone buzzed. Text from unknown number, Ward E, drains. I dropped it. Screen cracked. Battery dead. ER lobby, chaos. Lights flickered on. Old gurneys overturned, for stands scattered. And in the corner, a body. Fresh. Male, mid-50s, throat cut ear to ear. Uniform said security. Name tag, R. Caldwell. My name. My build. My face, but 20 years older. I stumbled back, tripped over something soft. Another body. This one female, Nurse Scrubs. Ellen Pierce, I knew from the missing poster. Her eyes open, pleading. Fingers outstretched toward the drain in the floor. Sirens outside. Backup finally. I yelled for them, waving my badge. 2 deputies burst in, guns drawn. Hands up. Drop it. It's me. Caldwell. Stand down. They didn't. Tackled me, cuffed me. One shone a light on my badge, upside down. Jacket buttoned wrong. In the squad car, I saw my reflection in the window. Older. Tired. The scar on my cheek from a '98 case, deeper now. They booked me for trespassing, evidence tampering. My captain came down, face gray. Ryan, you were reported missing from St. Mary's 32 years ago. Ward E. They found your badge in the drain. I laughed. Hysterical. That's impossible. I'm right here. DNA test next day. Match. But not to me. To Detective Ryan Caldwell, badge number 472, lost March 17, 1993. The security guard? Ellen Pierce? Never found. I'm out now, on leave. They called it episode. Therapy. But I drive by St. Mary's some nights. Lights on in Ward E, fresh cigarette butts in the ashtray. And sometimes, my phone buzzes. Unknown number. New visitor. Will observe. My name is Emily Carter. I'm 22 now, but this happened when I was 19. Fresh out of high school, community college dropout, needed cash fast for rent. That's how I ended up babysitting for the Langleys that night, October 27, 2023. A Friday. The kind of night where fog sits heavy on the roads and your gut tells you to stay home. But $150 for 4 hours watching two kids? I couldn't say no. The Langleys lived way out on Maple Hollow Drive, last house before the state forest. Big colonial, white siding gone gray, 3 stories with a widow's walk you could see from the highway. Mrs. Langley, Claire, called me at 4 p.m. that day. Voice shaky, rushed. Emergency work thing. David's out of town. Kids are 6 and 4, Lily and Max. They know you from the park. Be there by 7? Cash after. I'd seen them around. Claire always looked exhausted, dark circles, hair unbrushed. David was a shadow, tall, quiet, finance job in the city. Kids were normal enough. I said yes. Drove out as sun set. Road turned to gravel 5 miles in. Trees closed overhead like a tunnel. House lights glowed weak yellow through mist. Parked behind Claire's Subaru. She met me at the door in a pantsuit, heels clicking. Lily clung to her leg, blonde pigtails, big eyes. Max sucked thumb, dinosaur pajamas. They're fed, Claire said, shoving $50 prepay. Bed by 8. TV in playroom. Phone spotty, use hours if needed. Back door stays locked. Basement 2. David's tools down there. Her eyes darted past me to the woods. Oh, and if the piano plays, ignore it. Piano? Old player piano. Break sometimes. Don't touch. She kissed kids, grabbed purse, was gone. Taillights vanished in fog. Door shut heavy behind me. House smelled like lemon cleaner over something sour. Foyer chandelier flickered, dim, buzzing. Lily took my hand. Want mac and cheese movie? Max nodded. Playroom off kitchen, colorful rugs, beanbags, big flat screen. Put on Frozen, made more mac from pantry. Normal night. They ate slow, giggling at Elsa. By 8:15, tucked in upstairs, Lily room with unicorn sheets, Max across hall with trains. Read Goodnight Moon. Lights out. Back downstairs. Silence hit then. Deep. No crickets. No cars. Just fridge hum, and that sour smell stronger near basement door. Pause. Clock ticks louder. Narrator's breathing slows, voice drops. Made tea. Sat on couch. Scrolled TikTok, 1 bar service. 9:02 p.m. That's when I heard it. Plink, plink, plink. Player piano. Faint melody, rockabye baby. Stopped. Started. Children's song, warped slow like tape slowed down. Told myself wind. Got up, checked living room. Piano against far wall, antique, carved wood, keys dusty. Roll inside half spun. No power cord. Mechanical ghost. Turn to leave. Footsteps overhead. Light. Bare feet padding. Kids. Upstairs soft. Lily's door ajar, snoring soft. Max's too. Back down. Piano silent. 9:47, power flickered. Lights dimmed, popped bright. Fridge groaned. Phone on charger, screen showed missed call, unknown. 9:47, no voicemail. Texted Claire, kids asleep. All good. Delivered, no read. 10:13, basement door rattled. Handle turned slow, click click click. Locked. Told myself settling house. Poured more tea. Hands shook. 10:29, piano again. Louder. Plink plink rockabye, plink. Middle of song, stopped abrupt. Footsteps now, stairs creaking. 1 step. Pause. 1 step. Froze on couch. Steps reached landing. Hall floorboards groaned toward kitchen. Past playroom. Stopped at basement door. Hello? Voice small. Child. Max? Kitchen dark. No one. Basement door still locked. Playroom TV flickered static. Frozen gone. Snow on screen. Turned it off. Plug pulled. Silence. 10:42, text from Claire, leaving soon. Kids okay? Replied, yes. Heard noises. Piano? No response. Upstairs check. Doors open now. Lily gone. Bed empty, unicorn pillow on floor. Max 2, train scattered. Heart slammed. Lily? Max? Hall empty. Their bathroom light on, strip fluorescence buzzing. Door cracked. Peeked in. Bathtub full. Water cloudy. 2 small shapes floating face down. PJs floating beside. Lily's pigtails. Max's dinosaur tail. Screamed. Dropped phone. Water still. Grabbed arms, cold rubber. Pulled. Dolls. Cheap plastic, hair synthetic. Drained tub. Water circled slow. Drain clogged, clump hair. Real blonde strands. Real dark. Kids' colors. Ran room to room. Closets. Under beds. Attic stairs, locked hatch. Back downstairs. Playroom empty. Piano roll spinning full now. Full song. Keys moved alone. Rockabye baby on the tree top. Grabbed cordless phone from kitchen. Dialed 911. Static. Dialed Claire. Rang hall phone beside me. Echo loop. Front door. Locked. Deadbolt new, shiny. Back door same. Basement 2. Trapped. 11:03, lights out total. Flashlight app, phone 12%. Basement door rattling hard now. Thump thump. Text from unknown, downstairs. Help. Lily's number. Kids can't text. Basement key on hook. Claire never said. Grabbed it. Unlocked. Stairs pitch. Smell gagged, sewage, bleach, copper. Flashlight beam shook down steps. Concrete slick. Walls wet tile. Halfway, handprint. Small. Fresh red. Bottom, laundry room. Washer running empty, thump source. Open. Sock inside. Max's dinosaur sock. Wet. Door opposite, heavy steel. Workroom. Locked. Key fit. Inside, table saw. Vise. Saws. Knives. Surgical kit laid out. Spotless. Wall pegboard, outlines empty. Missing tools. Table center, Polaroid photo. Me arriving 7:15. Timestamp October 27th, 23, 7:15 p.m. Normal. Next photo, me tucking Lily. 8:12 p.m. Next, me checking basement door. 10:29 p.m. Live. Photos fanned wider. Dozens. All me tonight. Last one, blank frame. Waiting. Hammer on bench. Grabbed. Smashed camera overhead. Sparks. Lights flickered on everywhere. Upstairs screams. Kids. Ran. Kitchen, Lily at table. Max beside. Mac and cheese bowls full. Steaming hot. Emily. Play. Relief flooded. Where were you? Lily smiled wide. Downstairs. Max nodded. With Daddy. David? Claire said out of town. Where? Daddy's room. Lily pointed basement. Back down. Workroom door open now. Inside changed. Crib. Rocking chair. Toys scattered. Walls padded. Man sat rocking. Back to door. Tall. Balding. David Langley. Mr. Langley? He turned slow. Not David. Older. 60s, face gaunt. Eyes milky. Sit. Voice wet gravel. Who are you? David. First one. Tapped photo on chair arm, 1978. Him, Claire Young. Lily's age then? No. Stood. Tall. Lanky. Undershirt stained. Kids need sitter. Approached slow. You stay. Hammer ready. Where's Claire? Real kids? Claire's resting. Door behind slammed. Locked. Hammer swing. He caught wrist. Strong. Wrong. Pulled close. Breath meat rot. V4. Photos again. Sequence now. Emily arrives. Tucks dolls in beds. Checks basement, handprint hers. Workroom, surgical kit her fingerprints. Blank. Kids downstairs giggling. Piano full melody now. David whispered, play the roll. Player piano fed through workroom wall. Roll spun. Music warped. Children's voices layered underneath faint. Emily, stay, play, forever. Twisted free. Hammer his knee. Crack. Fell. Door bashed open. Upstairs. Kids blocking stairs. Lily held syringe. Max, scalpel. Playtime. Knocked past. Front door, chain across. Back, deadbolt triple. Windows barred inside. Phone rang, house line. Claire, kids okay? It's me. Help. Your husband's. Click. Doorbell. Looked peephole. Claire outside. Smiling. Key out. Door opened. Claire walked in calm. No fog. Dry hair. Good sitter. Grabbed Lily. Time for bed? Claire smiled. Already are. Pointed hall mirror. Reflection, beds upstairs occupied. Two small forms under covers. Moving slow. Breathing. Real kids? Dolls? Claire handed envelope. $150. Good night. Turned. Left. Door locked behind. Kids to bed. Real ones? Slept playroom floor. Dawn came. Claire home 6 a.m. paid rest. Thanks M. See Wednesday. Drove home shaking. Collapsed. Woke to texts, Wednesday 7 p.m. $150. Claire. Quit. Blocked number. Told friends, laughed. Babysitter nerves. Week later voicemail. Unknown male, Emily Carter. Langley police. Kids missing. You last sitter. Come in. Station. File shown, report filed October 28, 23. Lily/Max Langley. Last seen with sitter Emily Carter. Witnesses saw her leave alone. Car found abandoned woods. No kids. DNA on sock, theirs. Basement handprint, mine. Surgical kit, my prints. Photos from house. All me. Timestamp sequential. Last, me carrying 2 bundles to trunk. 4:17 a.m. Dashcam from neighbor house, grainy. My car leaving. Back seat lumps wriggling. Claire. David. No records. House empty. Sold 2024. New family. I'm free. Charges dropped, insufficient evidence. But some nights. Fog rolls. Phone buzzes. Unknown, Wednesday 7 p.m. Kids miss you. $150. Player piano plays faint through wall. Plink plink rockabye. Can't move. House on Maple Hollow. Door just clicked unlocked. Basement. My name is Thomas, Tommy Raines. I was a truck driver for 22 years, hauling freight across the Midwest. Long hauls, lonely nights, diners at 3 a.m. You get used to the rhythm. Coffee black, radio low, white lines blurring into infinity. But the stretch of County Road 17 between Eldridge and Black Pine? That was different. No billboards. No rest stops. Just 47 miles of cracked asphalt cut through cornfields that stretched to the horizon like yellow teeth. In the middle sat Ritter's Gas and Go, a single island of flickering neon, open 24/7, run by an old man everyone called Ritter. I'd stopped there hundreds of times since '98. Always the same, fill up at pump 2, grab a Coke, nod at Ritter behind the counter. He'd ring me up slow, eyes on the security monitor more than me. Never said much beyond evening. On November 12, 2025, everything changed. It was a Tuesday, or so I thought. I just dropped a load in Davenport and was aiming for home by dawn. Fog rolled thick that night, headlights barely cutting 20 feet. Around 1:17 a.m., the Ritter's sign glowed up from the haze like a beacon. I pulled in, killed the engine. Pump 2, my usual. The air hit me first, diesel fumes mixed with something rancid, like meat left out too long. Inside, Ritter stood behind the counter, same flannel shirt, same gray stubble. But the clock on the wall read 1:17 p.m. daytime. No sun outside. Ritter, I said, slapping a 20 down. Super plus, full tank. He didn't look up from the monitor. Four grainy screens showed the lot, pumps, store interior. My rig took up half the frame. Cash only tonight, he muttered. Voice drier than usual. Always is. What's with the clock? His eyes flicked to me, then back. Time's time. I let it go. Pumped my gas slow, windows down. That's when I heard it, faint at first, then clear. A woman's scream. Muffled. Coming from the field behind the station. I froze. Pump clicked off. No wind. No animals. Just that scream, cut short like a tape snapping. Back inside, Ritter acted like nothing. I pointed west. You hear that? Hear what? Scream. Woman. Out in the corn. He snorted. Corn don't scream. Pushed my change across, $4.72 in quarters. My hand brushed his. Cold. Dead fish cold. I pulled back fast. On the counter sat a local paper, folded open. Headline, Local woman vanishes from Ritter's, suspected abduction. Photo of a brunette, 29, smiling. Name, Lydia Grant. Missing since November 12, 2017, 8 years ago. Ritter, this today's paper? He shrugged. News is news. I grabbed a Coke from the cooler, paid, headed for the door. That's when the phone rang, old rotary mounted by the cigarettes. Shrill in the quiet. Ritter picked up, listened, hung up without a word. Stared at me. Wrong number, he said. But I saw the monitor. Camera 3 caught it clear, no cordless phone in his hand. The counter phone never rang. I climbed back into the cab, heart thumping. County 17 stretched empty both ways. I turned north, figuring Eldridge was 20 miles. 5 minutes in, fog thickened. Dashboard clock stuck at 1:22 a.m. No bars on my phone. Then, headlights behind me. Close. Too close. A pickup, rusted fenders, weaving side to side. Honked twice, aggressive. I pulled over. He matched me, locking the shoulder. Driver got out, big guy, Carhartt jacket, flashlight blinding me. You Tommy Raines? I squinted. Who wants to know? He lowered the beam. Face scarred, missing 2 front teeth. Name's Carver. County Sheriff. Got a call, you were last to see Lydia Grant. Last to see who? He leaned in my window. Breath like onions. 8 years back. She fueled here, screamed once, gone. You drove off. Rig matches. My mouth went dry. I wasn't even, look, today's 2025. I just left Ritter's 5 minutes ago. He laughed, ugly. Today's November 12, 2017. Lydia Grant night. Ring any bells? Before I could answer, he yanked my door. I floored it, tires screaming. Pickup roared after me. Mile marker said 17.3. Then 17.2. Backwards. I was looping. Blue neon ahead. Ritter's again. I slammed brakes, skidded into pump 2. Carver pulled up behind, shotgun out. Hands up, Raines. You're under arrest. Ritter emerged slow, wiping hands on rag. Evenin', Carver. Got him, Carver grunted. Lydia witness. Ritter nodded at me. Told you he'd circle back. Cuffs snapped tight. They marched me inside. Monitor showed my rig, empty. No driver. In the back room, storage, really, they sat me on a milk crate. Smell worse here, rot, chemicals, wet earth. Carver paced. Ritter lit a smoke. Tell it, Carver said. I spilled everything. The fog. The scream. The paper. This is insane. Check my logbook. Vin. Whatever. I'm not from 2017. Ritter blew smoke rings. Logbooks in your cab. Page for November 12, 2017. You wrote it yourself. Carver slapped a Polaroid on the crate. Me, standing at pump 2, talking to a brunette, Lydia. My hand on her shoulder. Timestamp, 1:17 a.m., November 12, 17. That's not me, I choked. Look at the scar, left hand. Mine's right. They didn't check. Carver holstered his shotgun. We'll see what the tank says. Tank? Ritter grinned yellow. Septic. Out back. Lydia liked to scream. They dragged me outside. Cornfield parted like a curtain. There, a rusted hatch in the ground. Carver pried it. Stairs down, slick with mud. Smell gagged me, feces, decay, gasoline. Bottom was a pit. 10 by 10, concrete walls, drain in the center swirling black. Floating in it, clothes. Jeans. Red blouse. Lydia's from the photo. And a hand. Woman's. Fingernails painted chipped pink. Carver shone his light. Familiar? Before I could puke, Ritter's voice from above, tanks full again. Chains rattled. Hatch slammed. Darkness. I screamed till my throat shredded. Water rose slow, cold, oily, up to my knees. Then waist. Voices above laughed. Phone buzzed in my pocket. Waterproof case. Unknown number. Text, help. He's coming back. Lydia. I typed frantic, where are you? Reply, pump 2. Hurry. Water to my chest. I pounded the walls, found a pipe. Climbed. Broke surface gasping. Corn closed ranks. No hatch. No station. My rig sat 50 yards off, lights on. I stumbled to it, soaked. Inside, logbook open to November 12, 2025. My handwriting, fog heavy. Stopped Ritter's. Heard scream. Kept driving. But underneath, faded ink, 2017. Saw Lydia. She got in. Cab radio crackled. Ritter's voice, evenin', Tommy. Full tank. I peeled out, County 17 endless. Mile markers descending, 17. 16.9, looping tighter. Dawn broke, or I thought. Sign ahead, Ritter's gas and go. Cash only. Pickup waiting at pump 2. Carver leaning on hood, grinning. This time, I didn't stop. Hours? Days? Time smeared. I'd wake in the cab, fog pressing glass. Phone dead, then alive with Lydia's texts, don't go in. He's watching. 2017 again. Once, I hid in the corn. Watched from stalks as another me pulled in. Talked to Lydia. She screamed. Carver took her. The other Tommy, he mouthed, run, at the corn before they chained him down. I ran. Found an old barn, boarded up. Inside, Polaroids pinned to beams. Dozens. Every one me at pump 2. Different years. 1998, 2004. 2013, 2025. Lydia always there, younger each time. One photo newer, me, now, reading this. Timestamp, 1:17 a.m. Footsteps outside. I bolted. Corn again. Endless. Finally collapsed by mile marker 17.0. Dug hands in dirt. Found something hard, metal. License plate for my rig. Bent. Stamped 2017. Phone buzzed last time. Lydia, tell them about the tank. Make them dig. Sheriff's department picked me up 3 days later, or so they said. Delirious, they called it. Dehydration. Exposure. They searched Ritter's. Found nothing. Ritter dead 12 years. Station burned 2013. Gas pumps rusted husks. No tank. No Lydia. No Polaroids. But in my cab, logbook page for November 12, 2025. Underneath, Carver's handwriting, Tommy came back. Full tank. I don't drive County 17 anymore. But some nights, fog rolls in. My phone lights up. Unknown. My name's Daniel Harper. I'm 38. Used to be a real estate agent in Clayton County, specializing in foreclosures and fixer-uppers. The kind of houses nobody wants, cracked foundations, bad vibes, rumors. You learn to ignore the stories. Clients sign anyway. Money's money. Black Oak Road property number 47 came on the market October 3, 2025. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 4,200 square feet on 12 acres. Built 1928. Listed at $89,000, dirt cheap. Reason, uninhabitable due to structural damage. Photos showed peeling paint, boarded windows, overgrown yard. Standard haunted house aesthetic. I'd sold worse. The owner, Margaret Voss, called personally. Voice brittle, like glass about to shatter. Sell it fast, Mr. Harper. I don't care for price. Just get someone in there. Her husband died there 6 months prior. Heart attack, she said. No kids. No family. Just ghosts and memories. I scheduled the first showing for Friday night. Client, Sarah Klein, 32, single mom with a realtor's budget and dreams of flipping. Her kid, Timmy, 8 years old, glasses, shy, carried a beat-up Game Boy. Perfect mark. We met at the gate at 7:15 p.m. Sun already gone, sky bruised purple. Black Oak Road dead-ended at the property, no neighbors for a mile. Gravel crunched under tires. House loomed like it was leaning toward us. Sarah shivered, hugging Timmy. Cozy, she lied. I flashed my best smile. All houses look worse empty. Trust me. Unlocked the chain. Pushed the door. Hinges screamed. Inside, dust thick as fog. Air stale, chemical sweet, like formaldehyde mixed with mildew. Flashlights out. Living room first. Vaulted ceiling, cracked plaster. Fireplace cold, mantel lined with faded photos, Margaret and her husband, Victor, smiling stiffly. Wedding picture, 1972. Victor's eyes followed you. Timmy noticed first. That man looks mad. Sarah laughed nervous. Just old pictures. I pointed up. Original crown molding. Easy refinish. That's when Timmy tugged my sleeve. Whispered, hear that? Faint hum from upstairs. Like a fridge running. No power on. Wind, I said. Old houses settle. Kitchen next. Linoleum curled at edges. Cabinets empty except one drawer, stuck tight. I yanked. Inside, spoons. Dozens, bent different ways. Surgical curve to some. Timmy giggled. Sarah frowned. Weird. Dishwasher door hung open. Drain clogged with hair. Long, gray strands. Clumps. Recent looking. Plumbing's fine, I lied. Surface clean. Timmy knelt, peered in. Smells like my hamster when he died. Sarah yanked him back. Daniel, maybe we skip. Hum louder now. From basement door. Let's check it, I said. Opportunity. Basement cell houses. Door heavy, padlock missing. Stairs steep, concrete. Flashlight beams danced. Smell hit bottom, rot. Deep rot. Wet paper and meat. Furnace rusted out. Washer dryer stacked, doors ajar. In the dryer tumbler, child sock. Tiny. Striped. Timmy's size. Sarah pale. Coincidence. Then, thump above. Heavy. Like furniture dropped. We bolted up. Kitchen empty. Hum from hall now. Upstairs. Master bedroom first. King frame, no mattress. Headboard gouged, deep scratches, fingertip wide. Closet door off track. Inside, shoes. One pair men's, size 12, caked in dried mud. Victor's size, Timmy froze in doorway. There's a boy in the mirror. Full length on back wall. Our reflections. Empty room behind. I checked behind it. Nothing. Sarah knelt by him. Buddy, it's just us. He pointed. Insistent. No. There. Mirror showed 4 of us. But Timmy's reflection lagged. Moved slow. Smiled when he didn't. Glass cold. Too cold. I breathed on it, no fog. Lighting, I muttered. Next room, Timmy's choice, kid's room. Pastel walls peeling. Crib intact, bars rusted. Mobile above, plastic animals, frozen mid-turn. Drawers full of baby clothes. Tiny. Never worn. Tags on. Sarah touched one. Creepy. Timmy opened closet. Squeak. Inside, not clothes. Boxes. Labeled neat, V1, V2 up to V17. He pulled V1. 8mm film reel. Handwritten, first night. March 14, 78. Victor started filming early. Basement had old projector. We could have left it. Should have. Curiosity killed sales. Back down. Threaded it. Click. Grainy black and white. House looked new. Victor, younger, thinner. Camera shook. Log 1. Wife sleeping. Baby due soon. Pan to bed. Margaret, pregnant. Heavy. Eyes open. Staring lens. Unblinking. Film cut. Static. Label on next reel caught light, V17. November 3rd, 93. Timmy grabbed it before I could stop. Victor older. Hair gray. 17 now. Won't settle. Shaky pan. Boy, late teens. Restrained to headboard. Same gouges. Mouth taped. Eyes wild. Voice muffled. Victor close, smile for daddy. Boy bucked. Tape ripped. Let me go. Mom. Mom. Margaret off screen. Cold, you should have been first. Film ended. Projector word empty. Sarah dry heaved. Timmy silent, pale. I killed it. Old home movies. Family drama. Thump above again. Multiple now. Footsteps. Slow. Hallway. We grabbed lights, headed up. Master empty. Boys' room, closet door swinging slow. Boxes disturbed. V18 on floor. Unlabeled. Fresh tape. Timmy, it's him. Mirror again. For reflections. Timmy's lagged worse. Mouth moved, help me. Real Timmy didn't. Sarah screamed. Backed into hall. Lights flickered, no power. Battery dying. All three beams dimmed same time. Darkness swallowed hall. Hand grabbed my wrist. Small. Cold. Timmy's. Pulled me toward basement. Daniel. Sarah's voice. Panic. I yanked free. Flashlights popped back, weak yellow. Sarah alone in hall. Timmy gone. Timmy. No answer. Split search. Her upstairs, me down. Basement blacker. Dryer sock gone. Furnace hummed now. Real hum. Behind it, wall panel loose. Pushed. Open to crawlspace. Tight. Mud. Flashlight caught white. Sneaker. Child's. Deep in dark. Crawled. Air thick. Smell hit, fresh feces. Urine. Decay layered. Sneaker attached to leg. Jeans. Timmy's shirt. Face down in mud. Still. I grabbed shoulder. Rolled. Not Timmy. Boy. 17-ish. Dead long time. Skin gray. Eyes milky. Mouth, spoons bent inside, propping jaw open. Surgical. Realized slow. Victor's logs. His son. V1 to V17. Experiments. Abuse. Kept here. Filmed. Phone buzzed. Sarah text, found him. Attic. Come quick. Stairs up. Attic access hidden in master closet. Ladder down. Sarah at bottom, face ashen. Daniel, it's Timmy. Attic vast. Beams low. Boxes everywhere. V18 open. Projector running silent. Screen showed live feed. Us entering attic. Timmy ahead. Victor behind camera. 18 now. Perfect. Timmy turned to lens. Our Timmy. Smiled. Hi mommy. Real Timmy screamed from corner. Tied. Gagged with sock, his sock from dryer. Victor stepped from shadow. Old. Frail. Margaret's husband. No. Couldn't be. Dead 6 months. He raised spoon. Curved. Surgical. Family tradition. Sarah lunged. I drew service pistol, kept for bad neighborhoods. Victor laughed wet. Too late. V18 started. Attic door slammed below. Locked. Projector looped. Us entering. Again. Timmy's reflection, no, the boy on screen, mouthed, break it. I shot projector. Sparks. Screen died. Victor charged. Spoon out. Slashed Sarah's arm. Blood sprayed. Tackled him. Punches landed. Old man strong. Wrong. He hissed close, your V19. Spoon to my eye. Blinded left. Pain exploded. Sarah freed Timmy. They ran. I stomped Victor's knee. Crack. Grabbed spoon. Stabbed throat. Gurgle. Still. Downstairs dark. Sarah? Timmy? Gone. Front door open. Night endless. Car missing. My SUV too. Walked Black Oak Road. Hours. Dawn never came. Found mailbox. Voss. EST 1972. Lid open. Polaroid inside. Fresh. Me, spoon in hand. Victor dead at feet. Sarah, Timmy bound behind. Timestamp, October 3rd, 25. 11:47 p.m. Phone buzzed. Dispatch, Harper. Showing done. Client says house empty. What client? Sarah Klein. Called 20 minutes ago. Loves it. Closing Monday. But. Click. Back at house. Door locked now. My key worked. Inside, clean. Fresh paint. Furniture new. Victor in recliner. Alive. Reading paper. Evening, Daniel. Sarah waved from kitchen. Timmy played Game Boy. All smiling. Wrong. Mirror in hall. My reflection lagged. I scarred. Spoon in pocket. Victor stood. Offered beer. First night home. Realized. V19. The mill at Fall Creek. Deep, ragged breath. Sound of distant water rushing over rocks, wind through dead trees. Narrator's voice, male, mid-40s, gravelly from cigarettes and sleepless nights, starts steady but cracks as tension builds. Long pauses for effect, like he's reliving every second. Name's Jake Harlan. 42 years old. Ex-line worker from the paper mill in Fall Creek, Wisconsin. Worked there 18 years before they shut down in 19. Lost everything, job, marriage, house. Drifted after that. Odd jobs. Bars. Woke up most mornings not remembering how I got home. This story starts January 17, 2026. Saturday. 2 degrees out, snow up to my knees. I'd been drinking at Rusty's Tap since noon, cheap whiskey, cheaper company. Bartender cut me off around 9. Go home, Jake. Roads are crap. No home. Sleeping in my '02 Chevy pickup. Figured I'd drive out to the old mill. Used to sneak in as kids. Good spot to dry sober and not freeze. Fall Creek Mill sat on the edge of town, right where the creek cuts through granite. Built 1892. 6 stories of red brick, windows blown out, rusted turbines silent under ice. County fenced it years ago, danger, structural failure, signs flapping. Locals stayed away after the incident. Back in '87, 3 workers vanished during night shift. Never found. Official story, ice jam burst the dam, flooded the basement. Bodies swept downstream. Bull crap. Mill kept running after. My dad worked there till shutdown. Told me different, drove slow. Wipers slapping wet snow. Gate cut open, kids or scrappers. Parked by loading dock. Flashlight from glove box, half bottle in pocket. Climbed fence easy, mill smelled like wet rust and pulp rot. Beam cut through dark, puddles everywhere, pipes dripping steady. Ground floor, conveyor belts frozen mid-haul, control panels smashed. Graffiti screamed warnings, don't go down, Miller kills, 87 forever. Found stairs to basement. Icy steel. Handrail gone. Slipped twice, whiskey sloshing. Bottom, flooded ankle deep. Water black, cold enough to burn. Old turbines loomed, blades encrusted, cables dangling like veins. That's when I saw the boot. Work boot. Steel toe. Half submerged near turbine number 3. Tugged it free, heavier than it looked. Inside, socks still damp. Leather stamped FCM 4782. Mill issue from the 80s. My size. Pocketed it. Kept moving. Basement split 2 ways, east tunnel to boiler room, west to the pit where they pulp logs. Dad said stay out of the pit. Things get caught down there. West tunnel called me. Flashlight flickered, batteries low. Walls wept red streaks, iron oxide, told myself. Voices echoed faint ahead. Laughter? Radio static? Tunnel open to pit chamber. Vast. 40 feet across, 20 deep. Bottom filled with frozen pulp slurry, wood mush hardened solid. Chain hoist overhead rusted stiff. Sides lined metal grates, safety cages for workers. One cage hung crooked, door torn off. In the slurry, shapes. Human shapes. 4, maybe 5. Frosted over. Arms sticking up like drowning victims freeze frame. Clothing shreds, mill uniforms. Boots missing. Closer look, one arm wore watch. Stopped at 11:47 p.m., January 17, 1987. Tonight's date. 39 years ago. Pulse hammered. Backed up. Footsteps behind, splash splash. Not mine. Turned slow. Man stood 20 feet back. Mill gear, hood up. Flashlight beam caught jaw, scarred, familiar. Jake Harlan. Voice muffled. Thick gloves hit hands. Who the heck? Shift supervisor. You lost? Place is condemned. How'd you get in? He stepped closer. Water sloshed. Overtime. Checking turbines. Nodded at shapes. Old mess. Dam burst. Happens. Bull crap. Those watches say tonight. Shrugged. Batteries last. Chuckled low. Kept coming. I retreated. Beam shook. His hood fell back, Dad. 20 years younger. Same crew cut. Same burn scar cheek from '93 forklift accident. Impossible. Dad died 2011. Heart. Dad? Not tonight. Grabbed my arm. Grip vice. You know protocol. Sign in. Yanked free. Ran. Tunnel east. Voices louder, multiple now. Men's voices, overlapping. Boiler room, massive iron beasts cold. Gauges stuck. Floor dry here. Table center, logbook. Open. Recent pencil. Last entry, January 17, 26, J. Harlan reporting. Turbine 3 leak. Checking pit. My handwriting. Above it, January 17, 87, J. Harlan senior night shift. 3 men down. Dad's. Door banged behind. Dad's voice, Jake. Log out proper. Found service stairs. Up 1 flight, 2nd floor. Drying racks empty. Old time cards in slots, names from '87. R. Miller, T. Voss, D. Klein. The missing 3. Punched out at 11:47 p.m. Hallway split. Left to offices. Right to break room. Chose right. Break room, vending machines gutted. Table scarred. Coffee rings fresh. 3 chairs pulled out. Steaming mugs. Saturday. Trembling. Whiskey gone. Footsteps circled outside door. Door creaked. Woman entered. Mid-30s. Parka. Backpack. Flashlight. You okay? Female. First normal thing all night. Jake. Stuck hand out. She ignored. Laura, she said. Urban Explorer. YouTube. Ever hear of Creek Chaser 87? Shook head. Documentary on the mill vanishings. Battery dying, yours too? Nodded. Group went down together. Turbine sucked M. Pulped. Lowered voice. But bodies never found. And get this, every January 17th since, someone new goes missing here. Always a Harlan. Me. 3 knocks on door. Dad's voice breaks over. Pitt needs you. Laura paled. That's not. Door splintered. Dad filled frame. 2 others behind are Miller, fat, goggles, T. Voss, thin, twitchy. Uniforms crisp. Faces wrong, waxy, eyes flat. Shift change, Dad growled. Harlan men first. Laura screamed. Ran opposite door. I followed. Locked. Dad lunged. Miller grabbed Laura. She kicked. Flashlight flew, beam hit wall calendar. January 17, 1987. Page torn halfway. Underneath, 2026. Voss blocked me. Logbook, son. Punched him. Nose crunched wet. Real. Stairs up. 3rd floor, wood storage. Piles everywhere. Sawdust thick. Air warmer here. Hid behind stack. Voices below, fresh ones. Good for Pitt. Laura found me. Bruised arm. They're not ghosts. Reenactors? Cult? Phone buzzed, mine. No service before. Text from Dad, Pitt. Now. Or she goes first. Photo attached, Laura, bound in cage. Timestamp 1:17 a.m. January 17, 26. Live. This is sick, I whispered. She pulled USB drive. Got footage downstairs. Real 87 footage. Hidden locker. Risked run. Back down. Service elevator, rusted call button worked. Doors groaned open. Inside, blood spray dried. Graffiti inside, Harlan made US pulp. Elevator dropped. Pit level again. Voices close. Dad, 3 down. Harlan tradition. Locker room adjacent. Laura punched code, 1147. From watches. Opened. Locker number 3, VHS labeled January 17, 87 night shift. Ancient TV/VCR wired to car battery. Played. Grainy. Turbine roaring. 3 workers, Miller, Voss, Klein. Harlan Sr., Dad, Young, supervising. Argument. Klein yelling, dams cracking. Get out. Dad shoved him. Overtime or fired. Crack. Water exploded. Sucked Klein first. Miller jumped cage, blades caught leg. Pulped slow, screaming. Voss last, grabbed Dad's arm. Dad kicked free. Voss in. Dad to camera, 3 down. Maintenance tomorrow. Walked out calm. Tape cut. Realization hit. Dad caused it. Covered up. Mill kept secret. Every January 17th, reenactment to silence snoopers. Dressed crew. Pulped them. Sold as missing Harlan tradition. Door burst. Dad holding USB. Knew you'd find it. Miller dragged Laura. Voss cuffed me, real cuffs. To pit. Cage lowered slow. Dad monologued, Mill needs blood. Keeps running. Your grandpa started. I finished 3. You make 4. Cage hit bottom. Slurry cracked under feet, not frozen. Soft. Bodies underneath. Dozens. Harlan faces. Laura sobbed. Why film? Proof, Dad said. Next Harlan finds tape. Cycle. Hoist reversed. Cage rose. Blade spun up, power on. Last second, Voss slipped. Hit lever wrong. Cage jammed halfway. Chaos. Miller fell in. Blades chewed. Voss panicked, rope cut. Dad yelling. Laura free somehow. Kicked Cage release. We dropped past blades, slurry broke fall. Crawled out opposite tunnel. Found boiler ladder. Up through chimney access. Roof. Snow stopped. Dawn light. Dad's voice echoed, Harlan. Down. Jumped fire escape. Truck started first turn. Drove. Police next day. Told everything. Skeptical. Mill searched. Nothing. No bodies. No tape. No crew. Dad died 2011. Others 87. But logbook found. My entry. Dad's 1987. And one more, January 17, 26, J. Harlan Jr. Pulped. V4. Dashcam from my truck, timestamp glitch. Shows me entering mill January 17, 87. Now I check January 17 every year. Phone buzzes. Unknown, shift tonight. Pit needs you. Mill lights on some nights. Turbine hum carries on wind. Grandpa's watch stopped at 11:47. Wore it today. Just ticked 11:46. Overtime.